Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, thank you. So, good evening, everyone, and welcome to our first session of strategic management online session. Before we directly start with the session, some very important announcement I would like to make. The first one is that we have already shared you the internal evaluation parameters. Please go through the internal evaluation parameters. Now, attendance in online lectures is compulsory for all the students. Now, the reason behind making it compulsory for all the students is now it is not offline, it is online. And that too, it is very flexible, which we feel that all the students can attend. Morning, we have a schedule of morning that starts from 6 to 9 a.m. And again, we have the three classes. Again, it starts 6 in the evening and ends by 9 in the evening. So in between, you can concentrate on your project of OJT also. So any student who is having problem in attending any of the lectures, directly you can be in touch with your mentor guide and you can inform your mentor guide the reason why you are unable to attend the lectures. Please note, we have mailed also to all the students that it is compulsory for all the students to attend all the lectures. Now we have started with the finance specialization lecture as well as the compulsory. So one compulsory subject is there in which we expect that all the students, irrespective of their specialization, they have to join because it is compulsory for all the students. And for the finance specialization student subject, which we have started since morning, only finance specialization students are supposed to join. Other students, if you want to join for getting more knowledge of a particular subject, most welcome. You can join, but it is compulsory for finance specialization and the 7 p.m. lecture that is of strategic management, which is compulsory irrespective to your specialization. To all the students, it is compulsory for all the students. So we have already sent you the mail. In that mail, we have mentioned that if you are unable to attend the regular lectures, we may not check your projects also. The reason is that last time some problems were there related to the project. You missed the deadline. Now, those problems should not occur in this semester. That's the reason why we have come up with this online session. And why we expect that each and every student should attend these lectures is that you can implement whatever you will be gaining from these lectures actually in the project which you will be preparing for this semester. If you are not attending the lectures, then only option available will be copy paste from chat gpt. But those who will be attending the lecture, at least some knowledge they will be getting which they can use while preparing their OJT project. So that's the reason we expect that every student should be joining the session. So today we will be starting with the compulsory subject. The name of the compulsory subject is strategic management. Now, as it's a first session, we will first just discuss about what the uh, syllabus will be, and then we will proceed further. So I'll just share the screen so we can just go through the syllabus, that from the university point of view, what is expected. Now, from the university point of view, I hope you can see my screen.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
can you see the slide Unit 1 Strategic Management?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Now, before moving further with the syllabus, now being there are certain advantages for online session as well as there are certain disadvantages. We all are aware of, we are aware of, as well as you all are aware of. Advantage we have already discussed, that instead of you coming to the college from morning 10 to evening 5, by sitting at home, you can attend the lectures as well as you can concentrate on your project. That is the advantage. Now, the most important disadvantage is that when we are physically in the class, we can look at you, we can make out very easily whether you are in the class or your brain is roaming somewhere out of the class. So whether a student is concentrating or not, that can be easily understood in offline lectures, but that is not possible in online lectures. Now, instead of making the online lectures one way, we can make it interesting if more students come up with questions, if there is continuous discussion going on in the lecture. So there are two modes we can adopt to. The first mode is regular lecture, where I'll switch on at 7 p.m. and only I'll be talking and you all will be passive listeners. Now, how much you will be learning, that is again a question mark if we use to use this particular method. Now, the second method is that participation is there from the students as well. We have taken up a particular topic and both I and you are discussing on that particular topic. Chances of getting knowledge becomes more. Now, this is a proven, tested formula that whenever the lectures are interactive, learning happens more, and whenever the lectures are one-sided, learning is low. Now, it is up to you. We are open to both. We expect that you should be coming up with questions. And my suggestion will be that instead of putting up your questions in the chat box, you can directly unmute yourself. You can stop me and you can raise your question. We will discuss that particular question. Once you are satisfied with the explanation, then we can resume the session. So please do not put anything in the chat box. Directly unmute and directly you can raise your query. If one example I have shared, you are unable to understand that example, you can directly unmute and you can ask for more examples. I'll be giving you more examples. As I'll be conducting these classes with the help of my mobile phone, it is not possible for me to check the chat box while teaching, because every time I have to switch my screen, go to the chat box and check if you have put any query there. So that will be difficult for me. So the easiest option available for both of us is that you can stop my lecture, you can unmute yourself, you can directly raise the question. We will discuss that question and then we will move forward. So this was from my side regarding what we are expecting from the students. I hope my voice is clear to all. Yes,
Yes.
sir. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. In between, we need to check because it should not happen that because of some technical reasons I am not audible at all to you, and you are also not informing me that, sir, your network has been lost and you are not audible. Immediately, I can make some corrective measures also, take some corrective measures. Okay, so we will start with the syllabus first, and then, if the time permits, we will start with the topic, that the first unit. So, under that, we will be talking about under strategic management, we will be talking about Rohit sir. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Rohit sir,
Yes, sir.
uh, two students were requesting me to allow them in. So, can you please allow them? They have sent me a request that they are unable to join. So, please let them join.
नाही ना सर, डायरेक्ट लिंक थ्रू जॉईन करू शकतात ते.
अच्छा.
इथून
पण मला
आपल्याकडून काय अलो करायचं काही नाही तसं.
अच्छा, ठीक है, ठीक, ठीक.
हो.
No problem then. Okay, okay, no problem then. Okay, we will start with the first unit, that what is expected under the first unit. So, course, we all are aware of that it's a compulsory course. So, it is for all the students, irrespective of any of the specialization. Now, as per the university curriculum, we need to understand the concept of strategy first, that what do you mean by strategy? Then, what are the various levels of corporate, business, and functional strategy? So, three type of strategies here we will be discussing in the following lectures, and the three types are: first one, we will be talking about what do you mean by corporate strategy, then business strategy, and what is functional strategy. Then we will also discuss uh, the meaning of strategic management. Now, strategy is different, and managing that strategy in the organization comes under that. Again, we will be discussing about. Then we will be discussing about the distinctions between strategy and tactics. We will also be talking about the strategic management process, stakeholders in business, roles of stakeholders in strategic management. Then strategic intent we will be talking about. Then we will be discussing about the concept of vision, mission, and process of envisioning. Now, some of the topics or some of the terms are very regular terms. Most of you might be aware of. You might have heard the term vision, the term strategy, the term mission. But in detail, we will be talking about that what is mission, what is a mission statement, and what is the difference between vision and mission under the first unit. Then we will be talking about the uh, business definition using Abel's three dimensions. What is that? Abel is a management thinker who has come up with a particular three dimensions of strategic management that we will be discussing in the first unit. Then we will be talking about KPIs, that is key performance indicators and critical success factors for the organization. That what is KPI, then what is CSS, then what is a key result area. Again, the students who are already working, they might have heard about these terms. Then what are the components of a strategic plan that we will be discussing. We will also be talking about analyzing companies' external environment, that is environmental appraisal, scenario planning, preparing environmental threat opportunity profile, that is ETOP. Now, this is again gaining a lot of importance nowadays. Most of the companies, because of various rules and regulations, they are uh, coming up with the various rules and regulations, various laws related to environment. So under e-talk, we will be discussing about that what are the rules and regulations which we need to understand from the organization point of view, and what are the advantages of it, that we will be discussing. Then we will also be talking about industry analysis. Under that, we will be talking about Porter's five forces model, and we will be talking about entry and exit barriers. Under entry and exit barrier, that if an organization wants to enter into a particular area, what things they should keep in consideration, and if they want to make an exit from that particular area, how that exit is to be made. It is not that suddenly the company is having enough cash in its hand, so they have an idea, okay, we are having enough cash with us, so let's start a new business. And whenever they feel that no, now the new business is not doing well, now let's wind up the new business and let's concentrate on our earlier business only. So for entry and for exit of any business, from any business, again there are certain parameters, there are certain rules and regulations that are to be followed, that we will be discussing under unit number one. So all these things we will be discussing under unit number one. Then for unit number two, we will be discussing, or we will be analyzing the company's internal environment. So in unit number one, we will be concentrating more on the external environment of the organization. That is the laws of a particular country, and the all the external other external factors we will be concentrating. In the second unit, we will be concentrating more on internal environment. Internal environment means number of employees, the process or the machinery or the rules and regulations or the hierarchy. All these things we will be concentrating under the internal environment. Under internal environment, we will be talking about resource based view from a firm. Then we will be analyzing company's resources and competitive position. There are certain models which shows the company's position, that we will be discussing. Under that, we will be talking about the competitive parity and competitive disadvantages. We will also be talking about Vero framework. So that what is that Vero framework, and how that framework is implemented under strategic management by the organization, and what are the uses of this Vero framework, that also we will be discussing. Then core competence. Now here we will be discussing core competence more of an organization, that what is the core competency of the organization. For example, if we take an example of, say, Apple. Now we all are aware that core competency of Apple is they always come up with such a phone which is uh, very good in terms of quality, which is very good in terms of specification, which is very good in terms of performance. So that is their core competence. If we talk about BMW, it always comes up with a car which is of highest quality, which is of best performance, which offers greatest luxury. So that has become the core competence for BMW or core competence for Apple. So that From the organization point of view, we will be discussing under unit number 2. Then we will be talking about benchmarking. We will be talking about value chain analysis using Porter's model. So, in the first unit, we will be discussing Porter's five forces model, that how they are related to strategic management. And in the second unit, we will be discussing the value chain analysis, or we will be doing value chain analysis using Porter's model. Then we will also be talking about the concepts of stretch, leverage, and fit ways of resource leveraging. Then we will be talking about the business portfolio analysis under BCG metrics. Under that, we will be talking about GE9 cell mode. Now, what is GE9 cell mode? In detail, we will be discussing. Now, GE, it's a company, General Electric, which has come up with this particular cell model. So, how it operates, that we will be taking up in detail under unit number 2. Then, for unit number 3, we will be talking about generic competitive strategies. Meaning of generic competitive strategy is low cost. So we know generic medicine. Generic medicine are similar to the allopathic medicine, but they are very low in cost. Same when certain generic strategies are those strategies which are low cost, but the results are same. Then we will be talking about the grand strategy. Under that, we will be talking about stability, growth, diversification strategies, vertical integration strategies, mergers, acquisitions, takeover strategies, strategic alliances, and collaborative partnerships. Now, all these things we will be talking under grand strategy. Now, many of these strategies, some idea, at least some idea you might be having. Now, everyone has heard about the meaning of takeover, you are aware of, merger and acquisition, you are aware of, vertical integration, many of you might be aware of. So, in detail, we will be discussing about uh, those strategies, that how these strategies are actually implemented in the organization under strategic management. Then we will be talking about retrenchment, turnaround, divestment, liquidation, and outsourcing strategy. Now, at present, two strategies out of this are very frequently used by many organizations. Number one is retrenchment strategy. Number two is outsourcing strategy. Now, retrenchment is, we all are aware nowadays, the situation in terms of, if we talk about in terms of job creation of jobs, the situation is not that good. Every week, or maybe 2 3 maybe fortnight, we come to know, or we read an article that so and so company has removed these many people. So many of the organizations, because of automation, because of AI, because of machine learning, they are removing employees. Why they are removing employees is because employees are being replaced by machines, and organizations are of the opinion that they do not require the number of employees which they had required earlier. So if 100 employees are working, and now the company is shifting towards machine learning, or they are coming up with, say, robots or robotic type of technology, they need not be requiring 100 employees now also. So generally what they are doing is they are just removing the employees. And that is the current market situation we all are aware of. It is not that only multinational companies are doing it. The Indian companies are also doing it. All the top IT companies of India in the past 6 months, every company has removed or has gone for this retrenchment, removal of employees. Now, why that retrenchment takes place? How that retrenchment is to be implemented in the organization? Because India is a country where we are having highest number of laws as well as labor laws also. No country in the world is having the labor laws as compared to India. So for retrenchment also, it is not that anyone can be removed by the company. They have to give certain reasons that why they are removing people and who are the people those can be removed from the organization. So what is that principle of retrenchment, last in first out, and how these people are identified that these people will be removed from the organization, on what parameters they are identified, that we are going to discuss in the retrenchment strategy. Then outsourcing strategies, again, this is a very common term which each and every student is aware of. Now many organizations, they are not keeping all the work within the organization. Earlier what used to happen, that every organization used to feel that the data related to the entire organization, every data related to how many employees are working, data related to how much raw material is used, data related to what is the sales. So all the data, they used to feel that this data is very confidential. So we cannot leak that data. So earlier it used to happen that all the operations, whether it is HR, whether it is sales, whether it is marketing, whether it is manufacturing, everything was controlled within the organization. And because of that, the expenses used to increase. Now, the organizations have come up with an idea that we can keep the core operations related to our core competence. The remaining operations, the remaining functions, we can outsource to some specialized consultancies or specialized organizations. For example, earlier all the recruitment used to be handled by the company itself. Now, most of the company, what they have done is they have outsourced their hiring to specialized firms. Now, these firms are only working or they are specialized only in recruitment field. So, whenever the company is having vacancies in it, they immediately share the list of vacancies to a particular recruitment consultancy firm, and rest, calling for application, releasing the advertisement, calling the application, conducting first, second, third round of interview, everything is done by the recruitment agency. And then the final interview is to be taken in the organization by the department head. But initial screening, initial organizing of interviews is totally outsourced to some other company. Now, this saves time for the organization, this saves money for the organization, and the managers of the organization can concentrate on another important functions of the organization. Now, for that, this the outsourcing strategies are nowadays very famous. Now, how the functions are outsourced? how the organization decides that these are the functions which will be outsourced and these are the functions which we will be keeping within the organization and we will be managing those functions, that we will be discussing under these strategies of outsourcing. Now, this all we will be discussing under unit number 3. Then comes unit number 4. I hope my voice is clear to all. Am I
Yes, sir.
audible? And
Yes, sir.
is my screen visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Now, under unit number 4, we will be talking about strategy implementation. Now, creation of strategy we will be discussing under unit 1 and unit 2, and the implementation part of the strategy we will be discussing under this uh, strategy implementation under unit number 4. There we will be talking about barriers to implementation of strategy, that what are the challenges in implementing a strategy in the organization, that we will be discussing. Then we will be talking about Mintzberg 5 P's, that is deliberate and emergent strategies. Then we will be talking about McKinsey's 7S framework. Again, it's a very famous framework of strategic management that we will be discussing in unit number 4. Then we will be talking about organization structures for strategies implementation, entrepreneurial, functional, divisional, SBU, that is strategic business unit. Now, what is that strategic business unit? Now, again, earlier, if the organization is having, say, 4 branches, the head office used to have a very tight control over all the 4 branches. All the rules and regulations used to be prepared in the head office and they used to implement in all the 4 branches. Now, the SBU, that is Strategic Business Unit, now it is a concept which gives freedom or autonomy to all the branches. For example, if one organization is having 4 branches, all the 4 branches will be given, if not 100% autonomy, at least major autonomy will be given. They can take some decision at their branch level. Earlier, what used to happen, if any decision is to be taken at a branch level, first it is to be communicated to the head office. There will be meeting conducted in the head office regarding that particular issue, and then the decision will be taken at head office, and then that decision will be implemented in the branch. So that used to be a very tedious type of process, time taking type of process, and it used to be expensive process. Now, to overcome that hindrance or that challenge, this concept strategic business unit has been evolved. Now, strategically, in the interest of the organization, autonomy is given to the branches that they can take their decisions. Day to day decisions can be taken at the branch level. Yes, of course, the top policy decision making will be controlled by the headquarter, by the head office of the organization. But many small decisions related to the functioning of that particular branch can be taken under that branch also only. So that we will be discussing under the strategic business unit or SBU. Then we will be talking about matrix. Then we will be talking about uh, the network structure, cellular, modular organization. What is the meaning of it? Then we will be matching structures to strategy, organizational design, and stable versus turbulent environment. We will be discussing. Now, what is stable environment and what is turbulent environment? Now, turbulent environment, stable environment, when the organization is doing well, the external and internal environment is good. It is then we can say that the organization is doing well. Turbulent phase or turbulent environment, we have just seen that in the past 3 months, say February, March, and April, particularly those 3 months, we have seen that because of the war going on between different countries, the companies which were dealing in petrochemicals or say agricultural fertilizers, all these companies were uh, uh, severely hit. And because of this is called as turbulent phase for the company. Once everything will settle down, then again the normalcy will come. But that every company has to go through that turbulent phase as well. It is not that every time it is going to be external in terms of war only. Sometimes because of change in the law by the government, sometimes it can be within the organization. So it depends, but every company has to go through with this turbulent phase. Now, how the company can survive in the turbulent environment, that we will be discussing. Then we will be talking about business continuing planning, changing structures and processes, re-engineering. Also, we will be talking about that. What is re-engineering nowadays? The concept is very popular. How it is implemented? What are the principles of re-engineering? What is corporate culture, that we will be discussing, that is building learning organization. Now, learning organization, again, it's a very important concept which we should be aware of. And how this concept of learning organization is changing the growth of the organization, that also we need to understand. Now, learning organization is that where the environment in the organization is such that those who want to learn, they are encouraged. That if you want to upskill, go for upskilling, you are say encouraged, you are sponsored by the organization. And when you come with new skills, you share those skills or you spread the knowledge which you have gained among the other employees also. And that is the way learning in organization goes through. So that also we will be discussing. Then we will be talking about the MBO, that is management by objectives. Peter Drucker has given this particular concept way back in 1964. But that particular concept, which was given in 1960s, is how that concept is still relevant. That we will be discussing after a period of say 50, 60 years. That we will be discussing. Then we will be talking about the concept of balance scorecard. And we will also be talking about strategic control symptoms and malfunctioning of strategy. So, implementation, here we will be discussing, as well as why it happens that some strategies succeed and some strategies fail. It is not that each and every strategy succeeds. Sometimes the strategy fails also. Now, for example, Tata Motors, again in 1990s, when the Tata Motors was on the verge of bankruptcy, particularly the uh, four wheeler or passenger vehicle we are talking about, the car unit. And a very famous story of Mr. Ratan Tata is there, which most of you might be aware of, that how he went to Ford in US and how he wanted to sell that company to Ford Motors, and because of some reason that deal could not take place. Reasons also we all are aware of, or most of you might be aware of. We will not go into that detail because again, uh, that will prolong it. Then the Tata came up with a strategy that we should come up with a Indian car. That complete Indian car should be manufactured. And at that particular time, that Indian car concept came in the mind of Mr. Ratan Tata, and that got implemented. So that strategy was framed, and that strategy was implemented, and that particular car, the name of the car was Indica. It was a huge success. So the strategy was made very well. The strategy was implemented very well. And because of that strategy implementation or strategy creation, and both of, we will say, the company bounced back and the company started earning profit. But the same company which came up with a great strategy, which implemented that strategy excellently, the same company, when they came up with another car, again, the dream project of Mr. Ratan Tata, he wanted to manufacture a car around 1 lakh rupees. And there the Tata Nano came in. So strategy was again the same people who were involved, the Tata Motors. They came up with the strategy. They implemented that strategy. But what was the result? It was not successful. That project failed. Now we will not go into the details why that project failed. But the same company which created a strategy, implemented a strategy for one car, and it turned around the say fate of a particular company. The same company, when implemented another strategy, it failed. So it is not that every time a strategy which is prepared by the company is going to succeed. Sometimes the strategy fails also. Now, the reasons behind the failure, that why one strategy succeeds and the other strategy doesn't succeed or fails, that we will be discussing under the symptoms of malfunctioning of strategy. Then we will be talking about the concept of balance scorecard also. And in the last unit, we will be talking about blue ocean strategy, then difference between blue ocean and red ocean strategy. Then we will be talking about principles of blue ocean strategy, strategic canvas and value curves, four action frameworks. We will be talking about business models, meaning components of business model, new business models for internet economy. Now, we all are aware that the internet is growing very fast, and because of internet, the entire business is changed. E-commerce has come in because of internet, and now it is growing very fast. That also we are aware of. So, what are those models that are related to internet economy or e-commerce that we will be discussing? Under that, we will be discussing the uh, internet strategy for traditional businesses also. That we all are aware that because of e-commerce, the traditional businesses uh, have are hurt. They are not, because they are say they are losing the competition. Now, various reasons are there. For example, the small grocery shops, they are closing. Why they are closing? Because many companies have come under e-commerce. Blinkit is there, or Zomato is there, or now this Flipkart Minute has also joined. Now, what they are doing is Instantly, within 10 minutes, within 15 minutes, they are delivering the grocery items at your doorstep. And that too with concession. That too, no added delivery charges. Now, because of this, the traditional businesses are facing losses. Now, how, with the help of internet, these traditional businesses can survive in this uh, era, that we will be discussing under that strategies for traditional businesses, that is virtual chain, sustainability, and strategic management. Then we will be talking about startup, their growth, reasons of decline, threats to sustainability, integrating social and environmental sustainability issues in strategic management. So, last part, we will be talking about that what is sustainability and why uh, each and every country nowadays is talking about or concentrating more on the concept of sustainable. Then we will be talking about meaning of triple bottom line, that is people, planet, profit. Again, under sustainability, we have to we cannot just concentrate on profit, because previously, maybe you can say 20, 30 years back, any organization has to have they existed with a single objective, and that single objective was to maximize profit, maximize wealth. So wealth creation was the sole objective 30 years back. But now the situation has changed. Now it is not only wealth creation, but it is taking care of people, taking care of planet, as well as taking care of profit. So sustainability here we will be concentrating on that organization cannot just concentrate nowadays on profit. That okay, we have invested so much of money, it is my organization, it is my capital, so I will see to it that I will earn more and more profit at any cost, at the cost of environment, at the cost of people. I need only profit. That was possible earlier, that is not possible nowadays because of sustainability. So that concept of sustainability, which revolves around these triple bottom line of people, planet, profit, that we will be discussing uh, in at the end of our unit number 5. So these were the this was related to our syllabus of strategic management as per the university. So this all we have to cover up in the sessions in the online session. So I hope my voice is still clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Thank you, thank you. So as 10 minutes are still with us, we will start with the first term under strategic management, and that is related to strategy. If anyone is having any doubt so far, please you can directly unmute and you can stop me and you can come up with your question. I will again request you, do not put anything in the chat box, as I am taking I'll be taking the classes with the help of my mobile. It is not possible for me to shift continuously from screen to chat box. It is not possible. So it will be easier that if in case of any problem, you directly unmute yourself and directly start with your question. Okay, so no question is there. So now we will be discussing what is a strategy. So I'll read out the definition which is there on the screen, and then we will discuss that definition, and then we will stop. In tomorrow's session, we will start from the next one. So, strategy refers to the planning and approach used to achieve a goal or to solve a problem. It is a set of consciously designed actions aimed at achieving a desired outcome. Strategy involves making key decisions, allocating resources, and defining steps to be followed. It can be applied in various contexts such as business, sports, warfare, and personal life. An effective strategy considers available resources, assesses risk and opportunities, and adapts to changing circumstances. It is a dynamic process that requires analysis, creativity, flexibility to achieve success. So, that is the meaning of strategy. In simple words, strategy, we can say, if we need to put it in simple words, that it's a way to complete a particular task. Now, for example, as an MBA student, if you have set a goal that in this semester I want to pass this semester with, say, 70% marks or maybe more than 70% marks. So that is your goal. Now, to achieve this goal, you have to design a strategy. Automatically, just you had a dream last night where you saw that you have become a university topper and the vice chancellor is, say, giving you the gold medal that you saw in the dream. And as the dream was in the early morning at 4:30, you saw that particular dream. And we have a saying that morning dreams always come true. So you also start believing that, okay, no problem. Now I will be the university topper, and on the day of convocation, I will receive gold medal from the vice chancellor. So that is not going to happen. Yes, you can achieve that goal if you come up with a strategy. And strategy could be that I have to devote myself to studies for these many hours, maybe 3 hours a day, maybe 2 hours a day, maybe 4 hours a day, maybe 3.5 hours a day. So every day you have to devote this much of time towards studies, then only you will be able to achieve that particular goal. So the timetable which you will be framing for yourself to achieve that particular goal will be considered as a strategy which you will be preparing to achieve that particular goal. So that is, in simple words, what a strategy is. Now, it is not that it is mentioned here also that it is not that the strategy is to be implemented only in the organization. Now, strategies are implemented in personal life, which we have just discussed. Strategies are implemented in sports also. In sports also, if a cricket match is going on, so strategy is made by all the teams. If the competitors are aware that the other team, they are having batsmen who can play the swing very easily or fast bowlers very easily. So their strategy will be what? That they will try to include more spinners in their team. Why they are including more spinners? Because they have studied that some players in the opponent team, they are good players of fast bowling, but they are uncomfortable whenever the ball moves very slowly. And that's the reason they try to include more spinners in the organization. So that is their strategy. So in sports also it works, in personal life it also works, as well as it works in warfare also. Now, in this particular conflict between Iran and US, we have seen that how a very formidable army of United States of America, they were countered or they were tackled by a not so say formidable Iran. The missiles were countered by small drones. So that was their strategy. So it is not that every time strategy is implemented only in the organization, but it is everywhere. It is there in our personal life. It is there in sports. It is there in war. Everywhere there is a strategy. No one had imagined that a day will come, or when Hormuz, the Strait of Hormuz will be blocked. No one had imagined that a toll can be charged for from the vehicle which will be passing that uh, Strait of Hormuz. So that is again a strategy. They have Iran had a strategy that as they are fighting a very mighty country which is having modern warfare, modern equipment, modern machines. So they took control of a small strait of Hormuz and they blocked the uh, businesses. And because of that, the again negotiation started, and the peace talks are the discussions related to peace talks are going on. That was because of the strategy. Now, if we go back 20 years, if you go back around 20 years, again, Iraq was handled in the same manner by the US, but Iraq could not sustain the American attack, which the Iran could because of better strategy. So it is not that every time the strategy is going to succeed. The strategy of Iraq could not fail, but the strategy of Iran succeeded. So that way we need to understand that strategy is a concept, way of doing something to achieve goals, to complete a particular task is in simple words called as strategy. So it is everywhere. I hope you have understood the concept of strategy. If anyone is having any doubt, please go ahead, or we will move ahead. So we will stop here. Just I'll give you some homework. Now, please, for tomorrow's session, come prepared for what is strategic management. Strategy we have discussed. What is strategic management, that we will be discussing. Why strategic management is important. You can take the screenshot of the slides also. Then please come prepared for four levels of strategy. That is business, corporate, operational, and functional strategy. So this is your homework. Please come prepared so that we can have good discussion during the session. Otherwise, I'll be giving you homework for first two, three, four sessions. And if the response is very good, then we will continue this practice. It will be easier for you to participate in the lecture if you come prepared. But if the response is not good, then only option the other method of uh, lecture method, where only one teacher comes in and he is only talking, that we need to adopt. So it is up to you. So we will stop here. Thank you everyone for being present in today's session. Tomorrow again we will be meeting at same time, that is 7 p.m. Please inform your friend, those who are not present for today's session, that from today itself we will be taking the attendance very seriously. We will tracking your record of attendance, and depending upon your attendance record, you will be having cooperation or no cooperation from your mentor guide in terms of your OJT. Please take a note of it. In case you have any query, any problem for attending these lectures, please be in touch with your mentor guide. So thank you everyone for being present for today's session. Thank you.